Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from 70.3 World Championships in beautiful Taupo, New Zealand. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA, Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, SFuels, Right Fuel, Right Time, Deboer Wetsuits, Quintana, and of course, our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest has had a career in 1 year. She's done 16 races. This year, she started racing in Challenge Wanaka last January, and now we're in Taupo, and it's December. You don't believe in this thing called off-season or breaks or any of that type of stuff?
Good morning, Bob. No, not really. And to be honest, the year before, in 2023, I also raced from January to December. And I think that year I did 14 races. So it's the second year in a row without any break.
As somebody who is a survivor of a near-death experience, it's almost like you're making up for lost time. It's like, okay, I've made this decision. I didn't die. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do something outrageous. I'm going to become a professional triathlete, and you've become one of the best. And it's like okay, I've got a second life here, and I'm going to live every second of it.
Exactly. And also, because maybe I started the sport a bit later, I just want to race as much as I can, discover places, meet new people. And I also really believe that every race makes me stronger. And it's not that we approach every race as like a highlight, but a lot of them are training as well. And we don't taper, and we continue training straight after the race. And I think I proved that over the last few years I got stronger each year. And also these amount of races, I think it is a good base again for next year.
Well, so now we've got this Ironman Pro Series, and the winner comes home with $200,000. There's some really good money out there. Where do you stand in that series right now? And what can you, how many spots can you move up?
Yes, at the moment I'm ranked 8th in the series, and if I have a good race, then I'm still able to finish in 7th position. So that's very good. And
7th position is good money.
It is, yes. And it wasn't really the focus for this year to really have the Ironman series as the main thing, but I rolled into it, and now of course if I have the chance to finish in the 7th place, I will give my best to get that position.
$30,000 or whatever. That's not bad. That's pretty good. This year we saw each other at Challenge Roth, where you were on the podium at one of the epic races in our sport. How special was that for you?
It was a very special day, yes, and definitely one of the highlights of this year. It's just a really special event, how they take care of us as professional athletes, the amazing people there in Germany, the homestays, and then being on the podium with Anne Hauk and Laura Philipp. It was really, really special, yes. And also I really had to fight for that 3rd place. And then when you're managed to actually hold your position and really finish on that podium, and by really giving your absolute best, and it's just a really big achievement. And
such a great achievement.
It was a special day.
Well, and the epic races, when you get 5th at Hamburg and 3rd at Challenge Roth, and then you're just coming off of, because when we were chatting about coming here, you weren't sure you were going to come. No. And you were like, well, I'll go to Western Australia, see what happens. You get 6th there. So obviously the stress reaction you had?
Yes, yeah. I had a fracture in my lower leg and my fibula, and it happened during the World Championships in Nice, so it was very unfortunate that I had to pull out. But then also, I think it's also one of the highlights of my year, first the consistency of training I have, but then also how I came back from injury. And of course, it's always hard to face obstacles and deal with injuries, but I think I really proved that I tried to come back as quick as possible. And I thought, well, maybe I'm not at my best in Western Australia, but it will help me to come back and to get stronger. And actually, I got a lot of confidence out of that race, and thought, well, then we also finish it off here in New Zealand. There's no pressure. I'm going to enjoy it, have a lovely homestay here, and finish the year off strong.
How many different countries have you raced in this year?
I don't know. Maybe at the end of this year I make a nice overview and then all the flights I made.
Where is Els? We have a little. Where in the world is Els Visser? Yes. Where is she racing? Oh my God, that is very cool. And one of the other races I don't know a lot about, Ironman Victoria, is a Guesties.
Yes. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was a really cool race. There. Yes, and it was I did like 2 Ironmans back to back. So it was the week after Challenge Roth.
The week after?
It was the week after, yes. And that was like the main challenge, mental challenge for me and physical
You had
as
to be
well.
so tired.
To race back to back full Ironmans. But Ironman Victoria, it almost went better than Challenge Roth. I was like very like pleased with how that race went, and then the mental challenge of it, and it was like very cool. And actually that place in Spain is also like very special with all the Spanish people, and they're drinking there on the terraces, and we walk past
as
and they're like
by.
really cheering us on. It was a special day.
I think your ability to just love every minute of this stuff. Like you come away from Nice, even though you drop out, you come away with, this is what I learned from this.
Mm-hmm.
As one athlete told me, when you win or you learn.
Mm-hmm.
You learn from every race. What did you take away from the dealing with that stress fracture and knowing that, hey, if I keep running on this, I could be, my career could be over, certainly my season could be over.
Yeah, well, it's always like very important to listen to your body, and like when you really have to pull out, and unless you really want to make it to that finish line, but sometimes you have to make the hard decision that it's better on the longer term to pull out. And yeah, of course, it's like a dark moment and it's like a challenging period to get through, but then always to have like some support around you with my coach, other like members in my team, and then also like really focus on the now. And then sometimes it's hard for me, you look like back in the rear mirror, but then my coach tells me, okay, don't look back in that rear mirror, it's now looking forward again, like what can you do today, what are we trying to hope to do tomorrow, and focus on that. And even I'm still complaining about the training I do at the moment because it's very little compared to what I did earlier in the year, but it's just coming back from injury. I need like the new build up again. And I think, I don't train much, but then my coach said, well, it's already more than what you did like last week and the week before. So just focus on what you can do now. And I think that's a really good thing to do in life, and it's still a challenge for me, but like really focus on each day what you can do in the moment and be a bit better every hour of the day, every like this afternoon already a bit better than this morning, and tomorrow a bit better than today.
Now the documentary that is that out? Is that
not yet? No, I really hope that it will be early next year, the release date, but we still don't have a date. I keep you updated. Yes.
Yeah, and when we chatted last time, you had gone back to where the boat went down and where you had to swim the shore and basically swim for your life.
Yes.
Was it difficult to go back and relive that for the documentary?
It was definitely not easy, but it was also very special. And I just like really, I was just like really grateful that I could go there with Red Bull, that they gave me that opportunity and that I could really see that it actually happened to me and that it was real.
Yeah, because after a while, it almost seems like a different person in a different time.
Yes. So it kind of like brought me back to the place where it all happened. I could like see it again with my own eyes, feel it again. And also I got a lot of respect for that island, because in the end, that island saved my life. And it was just really nice to be there.
So you were on the little atoll where you ended up swimming to?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So we drove around the whole island, and then
it's not a very big island.
It's actually pretty big.
It is big.
Bigger than I expected. Yes. So we drove around the whole island, and suddenly I said, "This is it. This is
knew
like
the spot
where we swam to." Yes, it was special.
Well, and it's one thing and the swim took you how many hours?
It was about 8 hours.
8
and
hours
for 18
of
hours in the water.
18 hours in the water, and you're basically swimming on your back with a life jacket on.
Yes.
So that's unbelievable. And now, as you look back as a swimmer, you're probably going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that."
No.
What? So you immediately knew the spot when you guys were driving around.
Yes, yeah, it was just it was kind of easy to recognize. And before, of course, I already explored the island a bit on like Google Maps to see like, oh, maybe it was somewhere here or there. But when we drove around, it was
You knew.
I knew. Mm-hmm.
You knew. And I think you told me last time that you're still in contact with the woman who you swam with.
Yeah, actually last week she did a really big adventure race herself on the South Island because she's from New Zealand. and she got second. So
She
yeah,
got
good
second.
on her. Yes,
That
She's
is so
still
cool.
Very active and
Now,
also competitive.
was she into this type of stuff before the accident, or is it one of those
Yeah,
things
she
where
was always like
she was
very
always into
fit
it?
and adventurous, and did the coast to coast here in New Zealand.
Oh, which is
yeah.
yeah. Braden Curry's won that a million times. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and her brother, he's actually always doing the fences around here. So I think I'll catch up with him next week for
he
coffee.
lives here.
Yeah, he lives in the north of the
But he
North
comes-
Island, but he comes down to help
out
the
with us.
Ironman. Yes.
That is so cool. That relationship is unbelievable. And in terms of the people who found you, who did find you?
It was a diving boat that passed by, and they were there on a cruise, did some dives in several places, and these people, they found
How did
us.
they see you?
Well, we were on the island, and then we were waving with our life jacket, trying to get their attention. And it took a while. The boat kept going, but eventually they came back and rescued us.
And got you guys.
Yes.
And when you were able to call your parents and because at that point, how long had it been since your parents had heard from you?
Well, maybe a couple of days, but I told him I'm going on a 4-day boat trip and expect that I don't have any mobile service. So
Okay.
don't be worried if I don't contact you for the next few days. Yes.
Then when you do contact them, they're like, you probably should have been worried.
Yes.
You probably should have been worried because I had the experience of a lifetime and nearly almost lost my life. That's so unbelievable. And just seeing 16 races, and now as you're planning out next year.
Yeah, well, actually, because I had this little break after injury, well, maybe you can't really call it a break, but at least it felt a bit like a break. I'm already really motivated and excited for the next year, and with all the cool events that are coming up and how the sport is growing, I just want to be part of it, live it, and go for it.
You are living it better than anybody. 16 races in 1 year. How many full Ironmans did you do this year?
5. I tried 5. I finished 4.
4.
And it was the same in 2023, 5 Ironmans.
5
as well.
Ironmans, so you're making up for lost time.
And that's the good thing about the Pro Series then as well, because I think you really have to show that you can be consistent, do a lot of races.
Right. What do you feel you're better at the full or the half?
I think I'm better at the full, but also competitive on the half.
Yes.
And
which you have to be.
Yes.
For the Pro Series, you have to be versatile. Yeah, and then in the meantime, you still did some challenge races, Challenge Taiwan,
Yes.
and Challenge Championships, and Samarin, and you won Challenge Taiwan,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I won Challenge 1 here at the start
Yes, you
of the
did,
year.
beginning of the year, and got third in Tauranga. Yeah, so New Zealand, then Ironman New Zealand, you were second there. So you like this place.
I really like it, yes. It's the 3rd year now that I'm here. I have a lovely homestay family. It's also just nice. I know exactly where to swim, where to do my bike and the run. And it's like a really special place. People are so friendly. And
Yes.
I'm a bit in contact as well with the local triathlon club. It is a
How
cool
different
place.
in terms of the course for Ironman New Zealand and for 70.3 Worlds?
It's actually different, and I like it more. I think it's more beautiful on the bike, doing that loop. The landscapes are just very pretty, like the views, and it's also pretty tough now with some really good hills at the
Yes.
start of the bike, instead of just going out and back on broadlands. So I definitely think it will be more challenging, and you can come back with a really big headwind on
Yes.
broadlands. And I also think it might be good for me as a bit of a weaker swimmer, that having the hills at the start of the race, it might
Yes.
break the groups
Might
apart
break it
a
up,
little.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
There's it's only a couple thousand feet of climbing, but most of it's early.
Yes.
Early in the bike
and then
ride.
also at the start, at the end.
At the end,
Yes.
you're back climbing again,
Yeah,
which is good for you.
I think it is. I think the course will suit me. Yes.
Love it. Els, always a pleasure to get to catch up with you. Congratulations on a great season. I'm so glad that stress fracture didn't keep you out for longer. That's amazing
No.
how quickly you recovered from that.
I'm happy about it too. Yes. Good
Love
to
it.
see you too.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Bob.
Els Visser has been our guest. Everybody, again, Breakfast with Bob, 70.3 World Championships from beautiful Taupo. Hold on. We'll be right back.